Tony, big win against the Western Sydney Wanderers. Firstly, how did all the boys pull up from that one? Jason started on the bench. Is he okay to start if needed against Sydney?
Yeah, he is obviously one of the players that came back from injury, and he got through the game well, and he's definitely available for selection for this game.
What's been, I guess, now that you've had the chance to go back and watch the film, what was your reaction to that game, given that, I mean, the good Wanderers only conceded at home, you went up there, put 4 past them, probably made it a bit more difficult than you needed to be at the ends there with them getting back into it. What did you make of the game?
No, I thought it was a very good performance. I think away from home, I think it's clear that Wanderers are doing very well. They're also undefeated, and we scored 4 goals, which is fantastic. And I thought for whether it was 80 minutes or 85 minutes, I thought we did very well in the match. And in the end, a combination of them pushing, and you can see that they've come back from a couple goals behind on a few occasions. So obviously they're very resilient and they keep pushing hard. And also, a couple of areas there that we could have done better to make the game more comfortable in the end. But overall we're happy. There are areas to improve and to learn from. But we go into this game confident after a very good win.
About scoring 4 goals. I mean, Bruno scored 4 goals. He's in a rich run of form. I guess keeping our thoughts to the A-League for the moment, just how's he doing it at 36 years old to be performing the way he is?
I'm sure we have discussed this earlier in the year that we don't regard him or look at his age and say, okay, he's 36 and we've got to manage him in pre-season. We've got to treat him as an old player, and the same on the other end. We don't look at the 18-year-olds as players that can't play either. He's regarded as a player that can play, and he's worked that way in pre-season. We've got full confidence in him, and he's shown his quality. He scored 4 goals twice, which he's never done in his career before. So it's a credit to him. He's a fantastic player, always has been, and he's very motivated, very fit. We've tried to help him. He wants to improve further, and he's showing with the goals that he's scoring that age is no barrier. And if you're fit, you're healthy, you're motivated, anything's possible. And we don't want to squash any dreams for any place.
What's been the most pleasing part about his form so far?
The goals, number one. He's a goal scorer, and he's probably in the last 3 or 4 years you've always seen him score the outstanding goal, and every year he'll be a possible contender for goal of the year because he can do that regularly. But what he's added, I think just his work in and around the box has really improved. His work rate is phenomenal. It always has been. He's a real team player. He's a real leader on the park, off the park. But his sharpness in and around the box is an area that he's worked hard on, and we've worked hard on that with him, and to give him better service and give him better opportunities. So it's a collective effort, but he deserves all the plaudits that he's getting.
What do you make of Sydney as an opponent this week?
Yeah, well, look, they're a big club. It's a big opponent for us, and they've obviously got a new coach at the moment. They're adapting to a new way of maybe work, at training, playing in a way that the new coach wants, and a very dangerous opponent. So we expect everything you get from this big rivalry, a tough, difficult game against a tough, difficult opponent. But we're at home, and we're delighted to be back after over a month of being away. We've had a difficult period of travel and games, and we've come through that well. And we want to consolidate the last month with a top performance and a win here at home, because we view this as an opportunity to keep growing and keep getting the points on the board.
A Defensively, looking at your team this season, it seemed, especially contrasted to last season, it looks especially notable that players like Bruno, Zinedine, Marzani, you've got a lot of players in there that are very comfortable on the ball in tight spaces, surrounded a lot by many defenders. They could beat a man and play the ball to somebody else. Was that an emphasis for you in the off-season, trying to bring in players like Zinedine and Daniel that are comfortable in those sort of situations?
Yeah, possibly. I think that maybe links more to the playing style of us, moving the ball really quickly and trying to connect in small areas. The better the players are technically, the more that's possible. And I feel we've got a good mix of experience and younger players in terms of what they can do physically, but technically, I feel we're a good team. I think we can still do a lot better, but we're showing more consistency in the signs with our combinations. And I thought we started the game extremely well against the Wanderers, and the challenge is to extend those minutes longer, try and make those periods of that good play that you say, technical players, to get that longer, that we shine for longer in a match, and that's a great challenge that we have.
We were discussing Bruno Fornaroli league's context, but Jungle and Drums keep meeting about Bruno for the Socceroos. Are you increasingly being forced to plan for several weeks without Bruno Fornaroli because he's going to be in Qatar?
No. I'm not concerned about that. I'll be delighted for Bruno if he's in. I'll be delighted for any of the players to get selected, and that's not a concern for me. It's we want him to keep scoring goals. He's working extremely hard. If you watched him train the last couple of days, you'd see that he's extremely focused. He wants more goals, and that's the attitude you want from strikers, and the players are very keen to keep supporting him with the service. And if the team keeps growing, then it gives him more opportunity to get in the Socceroos, and I'm sure he's has to be in the mind of the national team coach, because he's scoring goals and he's producing. I'm sure it's a great headache that he has, and I'm sure he welcomes that. And you want to have selection headaches, and hopefully Bruno's giving him that headache at the moment.
I mean, do you, when you're talking about, you could be very excited for him, but do you start making contingency plans for maybe just Chris plays the 9 if Bruno's in Qatar? Do you make January? It'll be January at that point. Do you look at bringing somebody in? Are these the conversations you're having now, just in case, so you can be prepared, or will you wait until the squad's announced before you do that?
Those contingency plans, they've been happening throughout the whole season. So we have alternatives to play in what we've been working on with Bruno and without Bruno, and you have to be prepared. If it happens due to the Socceroos, that's something that we'll have to deal with, and it'll be a real positive, and we look at it in that way. He goes away with the Socceroos, and we have to find solutions and alternatives in that space. And look, you can have an injury at any moment, you can have a suspension, so you have to be prepared for someone to play there. And we've been working hard on that the whole pre-season, and we're comfortable.